locked under that summer sun. I'm trying to figure out where all the heat is emanating from. She bats her eyelashes, just a game has begun. In a calculated strike, I'm sure has worked to be worked before. Hey. She's desperate for attention, but from me it won't last. Oh, she's shaking everything she owns, but lady, not so fast. You're not the first and you won't be the last. You should stop writing checks that I can't cash. Because I'm not alone. Because I'm not alone. Because I'm not alone. I feel your Curbie pulling me down. Hey. That I will never let myself drown. Because I'm not alone. Because I'm not alone. She was more like a beauty queen from a movie scene. I said, don't mind, but what do you mean? That I am the one who will dance in the floor, in the round. She said, I am the one who will dance in the floor, in the round. She told me her name was Billie Jean, as she caused a scene with every head turned and eyes that dreamed of being the one who would dance in the floor, in the round. People always told me, be careful who you love. Don't go around breaking young girls' hearts. My mother always told me, be careful what you do. Be careful what you do, because a lie becomes the truth. Hey, hey, Billie Jean is not my lover. She's just a girl who says that I am the one. But the kid is not my son. She says I am the one, but the kid is not my son.
Never let myself drown. Never let myself drown. Never let myself drown.
I feel your Curbie pulling me down. I feel your Curbie pulling me down. could be putting me down, but I will never let myself drown. I think you could be putting me down, but I will never let myself drown. You could be putting me down, but I will never let myself drown.
And we're back. What's up? It's been a hot minute. Literally been hot because fucking summer. Jesus Jones and Mary Magdalena. Welcome to One by One. I haven't had a fucking podcast out in a couple months now, and what are you gonna do? Some things happened. Got a little upgrade because my laptop, my girlfriend's laptop that I was using the entire time that I made this podcast, kind of kicked the bucket. So I had to finally fucking buy one. But guess what? Not only does it come with the ability for me to continue the podcasting shit, but I wasn't able to do any of the Photoshop stuff or design shit on that computer because it was hers, and had a bunch of space taken up on it and everything. So I was using my phone, and I've been using my phone the whole entire time. Even you all know, the fucking idea. Anyway, now I got the ability to eventually I'm gonna get Photoshop, but not right away. Because here's the deal. I went back. I was listening to the episode with Marty from Drastic Graphics on here, and he was telling me a year and a half ago that I should get this program called Affinity. It's on the App Store. It's $50. So as soon as I got home, I just fucking downloaded that shit. So now I have to, as soon as I'm done doing this podcast, probably before I go to sleep, because I don't really feel like going to sleep yet. I'm excited to do this. I'm going to watch a lot of tutorial videos, because that's how I taught myself before. I was watching a bunch of videos on real Photoshop, but then I figured out how to do it with apps on my phone. Very tediously. Oh my God, thank God for fucking reefer. But anyway, it's been a while, and I'm sorry, but let's call this season 2 or 3, because I think there was a time before that I did stop for a little while because of other reasons. But so season 3 of One by One, we're back. I don't know what that was, but zippity doo dah. This one is a fucking rad podcast because Bob Bowling kind of introduced me to this guy. He brought him to the open mic that we now run at Rax in Acco, New Jersey, if you're ever around, on the 2nd and 4th Tuesday of the month. He came up and he started playing. He brought his acoustic guitar and a loop pedal. And I wasn't sure what to expect. I've seen people do the loop pedal thing before, and I've always enjoyed it, but, I was blown the fuck away. This guy was awesome. Really was. I can't say good enough things about him, and his songs were all, he did one that was like a mashup, and that's what you just heard. It was his song called Currents, mixed with Billie Jean, and he did that live, and I was like, holy fuck, dude, I want to talk to this guy, because that was nice. That was fucking, that was sweet. Sweet shit right there. So, he actually had a song, I'm pretty sure that I got him to play it for me on here, when we recorded this back in, what was it, fucking March? Holy crap, I think it was March. Over at Bob Bowling's studio. And he did it again live. It was crazy. It was crazy. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for the wait and welcome back. Please give it up for iamCURBIE. Do I look like I'd be shopping here alone?
The whole time we're just gonna do Home Alone stuff.
Even he was on some fucking show. I think it was Jimmy Fallon or something. And he was talking about how he I had one question my whole life after I made that movie, who would leave, or why didn't he just call 911? He had a landline all the way up until the end. What's he doing?
Plot twist.
Okay.
Ruiner.
Holler. What's up, dude? Thank you for stopping by and fucking doing this shit, dude. You're driving an hour or so away, right?
Yeah. Took him about an hour to get here. Left a bit late.
Fucking cars, man. Well, I can't. It's 2018. Why can't I fucking teleport yet?
I wish I would have been here on time.
It'd be it'd either be Willy Wonka and we'll get stuck real small or some shit, or it'll be Spaceballs and our ass will be in the front and we'll be why didn't you tell me my ass was so big? I fucking love that movie, dude. Fucking A. But dude, I listened to this whole album a couple times since you gave it to me a month ago, and it's great. I really, even after seeing you live, I knew I was gonna fucking like it. But I actually it's recorded very well by Bob Bowling.
Sure is,
and you
sure
obviously. But the live thing was fucking sweet. I really liked seeing that, and you incorporate the whole loop pedal thing with yourself, so it's always interesting to see that kind of shit.
Yeah, I was telling somebody this not too long ago. I used to just follow incredibly awesome bands, incredibly full bands, 7, 8, 9 pieces sometimes.
So you'd be I can't be boring. Right?
And then I walk up with my acoustic guitar, hey, here I am.
Yeah, I'm gonna sing happy songs.
So I was just thinking, how do I got to bridge the gap.
Yeah,
so I started dabbling a bit, and here we are.
And you keep expanding shit too. It's that's what's cool,
Yeah,
I could see
that
in
problem.
a year or something from now, you'd be fucking having shit all the way around you, and you'll be doing some crazy.
I have that problem.
Yeah.
Well,
What's the drummer? Neil Peart.
Right.
He's got the drums all the way around.
I think the more pedals I get, the less likelihood of my wife still being with me.
Yeah, but you know what? That's an investment. And once you make I'm just learning this kind of shit. With the podcast, I probably will have to make the podcast design stuff. I'll have to make it an LLC soon,
Right.
And do taxes and shit like that, which
Do it legally.
Which I'll deal with. But can't you incorporate that? Isn't that tax write off or some shit?
Yeah. I actually do have an LLC. It's Curbie Entertainment LLC. So
Yeah.
I don't understand 100% how it's going to work yet. I'm going to do the taxes with the accountant soon.
Yeah.
For the first time. Yeah. As soon as I can. I waited a bit, as I tend to do. But
I know. I've had mine since before the 31st of January. I was fuck it. Oh, wait. We need to do it quick, but
yes.
Yeah, you can use that for a tax write-off.
Right.
And same thing with me. Eventually, once I do it, you don't get to put the money out first, though.
Yeah.
But have to wait till next year to get it back.
Yeah.
Or you can do it quarterly or something like that.
Yeah, I think I got to pay taxes every quarter with an LLC. So I guess there's an estimated amount that I owe. And
Yeah, it's just so confusing.
I haven't done that yet either. So.
But how do is that you don't need that for the gigs and stuff that you do because you go all over the place.
Yeah. No, I do. I definitely need it.
To get checks, get paid in checks.
Right. So I just deposit into the LLC account,
The Curbie account.
the Curbie account.
It's you gotta wait a lot of places around here anyway. They make you wait a while sometimes
To actually get the money or to get the check.
to get the check.
Get out.
Whoa, my pen just broke.
There it is.
Holler. But yeah,
No way.
you don't have that problem.
No, luckily I kind of leave with check
With
or
it?
cash. Yeah.
That's always nice.
Yeah. There's only one place that I haven't had to, or that I had to wait for. And it was it's an RV place that I played outside by the pool. But I got it, and hey,
What are you gonna do?
I'll play wherever you want me to play.
Yeah.
I love doing it. So
As long as you got electricity, some
Hey.
fucking microphones. You know, how long you been doing like just this part? Because I know you said you were in like other bands and stuff
Yeah.
before. You were doing this for like a year or something.
the
you said,
looping
for the
part was
acoustic stuff.
probably a little less than 2 years.
Yeah.
I originally bought this gigantic pedal and dabbled with it and never really brought it live and
Yeah.
ended up selling it. I was like, I'm not going to use it. And then I don't know how long.
And you bought it all back.
And well, a brand new one because I'm an
Yeah.
idiot, but but yeah, and I was like, you know what? I really think I could use that again. So I went back and I sold the other one and went back and bought a new one.
Yeah. How did you get into like? Because you said you were playing for like big full bands. So you were
Yeah.
like, following them. Was that before you got the pedal? Like,
Yeah.
You had to kind of be like you experienced that,
Right.
and you were like,
Yeah, I remember the last straw was playing on I think it was a contest at the Seaside Heights Boardwalk, and there was like I think a 7 or 8 person band. Someone was doing yoga. There was a person playing violin, keyboardist. I mean, it was like this. It was like a
yoga.
yeah.
They were
yeah,
micing
literally
that
someone was
shit?
doing yoga on the stage while they were playing as part of the
They
band.
were making, what is it called? Happy baby pose.
Exhale
Downward
deeply.
dog. But they were, I don't remember their name, but they were incredible, like really
Really?
incredible. I think they were just an instrumental band too, but
You'd
then I had
follow
to
that.
walk up with my acoustic guitar and that's it. And here's some chords,
Yeah, but
and I was like, I gotta.
Namaste.
yeah, namaste,
Namaste.
namaste, cocksucker.
I don't think a lot of people
So
said that,
awesome.
unfortunately, because it was a big drop off in energy. So I said I gotta change it up a little. I'm gonna try something different.
And you don't play keyboards or anything like that?
Yeah,
Or any
no.
other
I want to
instrument?
learn, but
So do I have one.
there's a whole bunch of things I want to do that I haven't done yet.
Hashtag dad life.
Hashtag dad life. Right. right. Absolutely.
Dude, you said you have a son that's almost 2,
Right,
Or is
and-
2.
The end of April he'll be 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's exciting, man. Ours is almost 1
Yeah.
in June, dude. It's
Amazing.
Yeah,
Jinx,
Jinx.
dad life.
it is. It really is, dude. Bob
It's a ton
knows.
of work.
Bob knows, but he's a few years ahead of us.
Yeah. Teen dad life.
Yeah, hashtag teen dad.
You get shirts made or?
We should definitely. I need to find a t-shirt company that will like hook me up because we have ideas. We have motherfucking ideas. No, but it definitely changes you, man. Like, were you? So you've been doing this a couple of years. Were you doing this like kind of getting into this as your son was born? A little before or after?
Just the acoustic and singing part without all the loop stuff. I was doing more cover stuff than anything.
Yeah.
I always had my original songs, but I never really.
Didn't-
Every once in a while, I do maybe.
snuck one in.
Yeah.
It's
I mean,
hard because
it's-
people don't want to hear it. Really,
Right,
honestly, unless they know that they're going to hear.
And I learned not to say this is an original song. You say it after you play it.
Yeah. Exactly. That way the people were thinking like the whole time.
See people.
What is this? I think I heard this before. That was an original. You can buy it right here.
Right.
I wish I could hear it again.
Oh, you can. It's funny.
Just so happens.
It's such a weird dynamic trying to sell your original CDs at a cover show. So I push it, but not too hard.
Yeah.
If someone is really like, oh, I like this and that, the other thing, then I'm like, hey, you can listen to my original stuff. I just finished it, kind of thing. But it's weird.
Yeah.
It's
It's weird trying to because just
I don't know
being
how
a
the bars
musician
take it
now.
too.
Yeah,
You know, I
they might
don't-
not like that.
yeah.
So you're trying to sell shit. No solicitation at the front door,
Yeah.
including music.
They tell me to stop, I'll stop. But I'm not,
Yeah.
I'm not hounding anybody. I just kind of leave it
Yeah.
over there so it's visible.
And you're saying like you have to give me anything. Just give me something green.
Right.
You
Right.
know what I mean?
I was having such a hard time trying to figure out what I wanted to sell it for.
Mm.
I was like, $5, $10, $20, I don't know. So,
That's a good thing to do, is to say whatever, because people usually give you more than you were even going to ask for. You know?
Very, very lucky for me that they have, and I'm surprised. I was hoping by saying $1, $5, I'd get $5 or $10, but I mean honestly, a majority of the people have been throwing 20s, which is awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, there's not a bunch of people throwing money at all,
No, but still,
but it's awesome. I know it's
Yeah.
it's great that people respect it enough and want to hear it enough and know the hard work and effort that went into it.
yeah, and you go all around, people are fucking hearing it now, like, and spread. That's how they spread the word.
Right,
You know,
trying.
it's harder with like digital music these days to like get people to buy that, and then how do they let their friends hear that? Like, you can't give them a copy.
Right, right.
know?
I one of the things I was worried about was I think people are just going to want the digital thing, which I have available too.
I know. I have it on Apple Music.
Do you?
Because I have I pay
Awesome.
for that, so just automatically I can listen to it.
Awesome.
So I got
Thanks for listening.
I got the record and I got the but I got it digitally as well.
Thank you. And people, I'm surprised how many people were happy to get a CD. They say, hey, I have a CD player, but I don't have CDs. This is awesome. So it's kind of a cool, the way it worked
is,
out
man.
that
And
people
just
have something to throw in
have
there.
something that's not a picture on your phone.
It's tangible. I've always, in my head, before that became something you could hold, I've always said I wanted a CD.
Yeah.
It maybe doesn't make the best sense, business
CD
sense monetarily.
Dude, when we
but-
first started out, I'm sure you made your own little tapes.
Right.
I used to make like covers for tapes.
I wish I had the talent to do that.
Well, I mean, they sucked, but I mean, you just draw it and then put it in the tape cover. Same thing with these things. I used
Right.
to make CD ones too.
Right.
and they
You just
so-
slide the
so
picture in.
shitty. But I mean, yeah, it's like not a lot of people do this shit anymore. But people get into this and they get into like records. If you could ever print your shit on a vinyl, dude, that would be sweet.
I've looked into
Yeah.
it. I really want to do
It's
it.
expensive now.
It's expensive. It's expensive.
Well, once you
It's-
get to that point, it's
Right.
definitely the next step and the next option because it might be expensive, but you might make your money back
Yeah.
from that, man. Because
You
a lot
need-
of people are doing that shit
Right,
now, dude.
right.
It's like coming back hard. It's been for the last
Right.
while, but
I played a singer-songwriter conference a couple weeks ago in Cape May, and I ended up buying a vinyl of one of the musicians I like, watching, and I was like, wow, this is great. And you got a vinyl, perfect.
Mhm.
Just throw it in the collection.
you have a good record player.
No, he plays them.
Neither do I,
He
dude.
plays them, but it's not great.
I have one
My
from, like,
Little
the
Pony
Christmas
record
show.
player.
Yeah, it really is. It's like one of those ones that has the plastic things that you like for the kids that shove the.
It
but
plays them.
it
It's not
plays 'em,
great.
Yeah, the speakers don't really work that well. You could hear like the. I actually got Tunes. You ever hear of that place? It's like a record. It's probably not even a lot of them, but there's like 3 around here. They sell like used CDs and vinyl and
Okay.
all that shit. So I found Perfect Circle.
Okay.
Their Mayor Denam's record, their first record. So I bought that. It's brand new. It was in the thing. Like they didn't rewrap it or anything. Got it back and it's like wobbly. I'm like, what the hell,
Wavy.
man? It's like, I'm like, Jesus. One of my friends told me to put like a penny on it, like in the middle or like on the side, because it'll like weigh it down while you're playing it, so it's not as wobbly. That didn't work. But
Try a
why would
nickel.
it be so?
Is the thing actually warped?
I think it's a little warped. Like I bought it warped. I'm kind of pissed. But
Little water damage.
it was cool to see like a record that I fucking love, but like just something that's tangible
Right.
that you can open up and it has lyrics in it or whatever. I haven't done that since I was little. I had the Thriller album.
Me too. I did
used to wear
too.
that to shit.
I did too.
I was so happy when you were playing and you snuck the Michael Jackson in there. I was like, this is what's up. I like this. I don't care.
You
The
didn't
fuck?
put the Madonna song in yet.
Right. I
Actually,
know. We were talking about that.
Like
Madonna?
one day during the sessions, I forget which song it was. Right at this moment, if you remember, I could find it again. And he left. We were working on a song for a couple hours, just like you. It gets stuck in your head, and I had to riff, and I didn't know him or the song well enough yet, and I turned it into like I pulled out of my back of my brain a Madonna riff. What was it?
I forget which song, but
That went with it? Or it sounded
Well, you
like
could
it?
twist it. You could have if you delete his melody was nothing like it, but the chord progression could
Yeah.
be Material Girl or Borderline or something like that. Forget if I heard it, if I hear it right now, I'll name it in 2 seconds. Burn Up for Your Love or something like that.
I think I know what song of mine it was.
Like a Prayer. It's like a prayer. I just remembered.
Okay.
Remember?
I'm gonna have to. Yeah, it was that.
With
It
the
absolutely
video
was
with the
that.
cross.
Yeah,
Crosses and
you
the-
got to do a mashup.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
Like
start
a
doing
Prayer.
that with all my
Those
original
shits are
songs.
cool, man.
Yeah, well, every song,
Yeah,
every
just throwing
song
a
could
cover
be
on top of your original.
every song could be 100 other songs if you just
Yeah.
speed it up, slow it down, and
Honest-
attack it differently. But anyway, I forget why I said that. Why did I even?
I don't know why he said it, but
Because we snuck the Michael Jackson.
Oh, because you're
song
talking about
in.
Michael Jackson.
Yeah,
That's,
yeah.
I knew something clicked.
because
So,
he matched that in with one of your original.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I started doing that recently, and it's playing original sets. You get 25, 30 minutes. You try to
Got to keep people attention.
right. So I usually do it towards the end, and kind of I don't know, put a nice little bow on it. People know that song. Hopefully they like the song that I wrote, that I put it all together, and I'll see you. And hopefully that
Hell
will
yeah.
translate into them
I always
listening.
like doing that. Like me and my friend did acoustic stuff. I would play and both of us would sing. But we had a lot of originals, like you, but we would do like cover songs as well. So we had like fucking 45 cover songs and like 10 original songs that we would sneak into our sets whenever we played. And we would get away with it. It'd be fine. But it's always cool to like do like the mashup thing. But we weren't smart enough to take our original song and do it. I wasn't smart enough. But we did take like a couple cover songs and put them together. That Flies song. What the hell was that song?
Got You Where I Want You.
Got You Where I Want You with what's that one?
Lola.
Yeah, we used to call it Lola Fly.
Hey, I didn't.
Lola Fly.
Just so Curbie knows, I didn't pull Lola out of him going down.
You just remember.
Me and Mike and I go way back, so I just remembered.
But you know,
It's like, boy, he's good.
We could turn to Fly.
he knows my guitar language. so-
Flies into Lola. They're interchangeable if you just
Yeah.
get the tempo right.
So we would do like verse, chorus, and go back and forth with that shit. But it's hard sometimes to find out which ones actually do meld together.
Right. And then when you find good ones, people probably have done it 50 times already. I know. So I try to steer clear of that too. Like one of my things is when I play cover shows, I try really hard to do songs that people don't do.
Yeah.
Simply because I'm tired of hearing them. I'm sure people are tired of hearing them too.
Exactly, dude. And you want people to come back to see you again sometime, because a lot of the time you're there for the first time and a lot of them people never even seen you.
Right.
So why do they want to see you play the same song they've seen everybody else play?
Right.
If you do something different, they'll be like,
Doesn't make it stand out.
let me find out who this dude is and see when he comes back, you know? It's weird, man. Like, people don't know how to, like, play that game, and, like, so many cover bands are fucking just doing the same songs every week.
Every week.
What's your problem?
Every week.
I mean, as a musician, like, don't you get tired of that? I get, I play the same. If I play a couple times a week and I play the same song, I'm like,
Yeah.
I put songs on the shelf for months at a time, and then it gets fun again. Oh, I haven't played that in a while, and then it's,
At the end of the rock show last weekend, he wasn't there. He was at Rax. But the guy came. I heard two dudes from two different bands talking, and they were like, yo, we had to cut out this song, and this song because we were going to play them, dude. Because they all play the same fucking song.
Well, classic rock, it is a smaller choice. Smaller.
I guess.
true.
But I mean, there's still
Some of the bands
thousands
were
of
playing the
songs, and
same
they
songs
play the
from
same
last
80.
year.
There's thousands of songs that we all know from that time. But and classic rock is actually getting bigger. Like if it was in the classic rock radio, there'll be Bryan Adams and Bon Jovi will be on there. Where we thought of classic rock as like Lynyrd Skynyrd or Creedence. Now
Well,
it's
that's
like
what it was.
expanded into everything that's not new is classic rock.
Right.
Yeah.
So now you have 20, 30 years of classic rock. So it's
Like,
crazy.
man, we were going to play Simple Man.
That was like the first song that I ever played, like learned to play.
Oh, really?
And every band, every first cover song, I guess, but every
Okay.
band I was in for like the first 5 bands, that was the first song we all learned to play.
Really?
Yeah, it was just like every band. It was that and Creep by Radiohead. Like those 2 songs. I had to play those 2 songs. But those are the songs everybody plays now.
Staples, man. Everybody wants to hear them too, and I don't know why. Like they don't say "Simple Man," but they're always yelling out "Free Bird." How come nobody tries to? Freebird's quite hard,
Right.
For like any actual band with 2 or 3 guitar players, you need 2 or 3 guitar players to play that shit.
I seen-
and the piano and all that.
I've seen at an original show, someone has to yell Freebird.
Yeah,
And the band did it. There were kids from my area, and I forget the name.
I always yell "Slayer."
This year's comeback. I think that's their name. I hope that's their name. Otherwise, I'd just plug somebody else.
Who is
But
it?
This year's comeback.
I don't
I hope that's right. Anyway, they're from Tom's River. If I'm wrong, and they're listening, please correct me and post your band,
Yeah.
the correct band name. But they played, and the guitar player nailed it. One guitar player nailed it. I'm like,
See,
what?
that's different, dude. When I actually see a cover band, and they play a song, even if it's the same freaking song, if they're like talented musicians and they're not like sitting there wanking,
Going through the motions.
going through the motions, like some people we were just talking about. It's cool to see that because I like to see talented shit happen. But Most of the time it's boring as hell. But, you know, it's fun. It's still fun to try and make... This is going to sound like an asshole thing to say, but it's still fun to try and make like a boring band sound good.
Totally.
You know? Delay does a lot. So does reverb. What kind of band was the band you were in before this?
It was a lot of the songs that I play now, obviously without the loop. It was, I don't even know what. We were around for maybe a year or so.
Full band, like
Full band, 4-piece.
4-piece?
Yeah, I sang and played guitar.
What were you called?
Woodlong.
Woodlong?
Woodlong.
Oh, Woodlong.
I was using a machine. We just moved into my house, and I was using a machine to sand the floors down. And my buddy walked in. He was a guitar player. He's like, "How are you going to sing with that wood in your lungs?" I'm like, "Oh,
This is how.
Woodlong."
It's kind of how you got your name, too. Didn't you, like,
Right.
you said you ran into a curb
I sure did.
with your motorcycle?
Yeah, I drove a motorcycle right up a curb. And when I hit the curb, I went back and gave it gas because I was
you
leaning
fell
back. I did it. Well, I did eventually, but I was doing a wheelie first, and then I fell off. And then my dad
You're
was
lucky
at the
you didn't
stop
hurt
sign.
yourself, dude.
It was grass, so yeah, I burned my leg a little bit, but nothing.
My brother just actually, he has like it's not like a racing bike, but it's not just a regular old motorcycle. But he does all this fucking wheelie shit, like in the back, like in the development. He was doing it one day and he slipped on some sand, and cut himself up and scraped up his bike and shit. I'm like, dude, you need to stop doing that. But my dad was for some reason, I remember my dad telling me a story about him you remember La Martinique? I forget what it's called now, the bowling alley in Lindenwold. Yeah. He used to work there. He had a motorcycle in there. Somebody was like letting him like look at her. He drove it down the back, like, you know, where you walk to get your balls and shit, and almost like crashed. I don't know.
Oh,
it was
my.
a weird story, but I remember from when I was little. But that name or that whole incident must have fucking been pretty dramatic if that name stuck like that, dude. How long ago was that?
Oh man, let me think.
You had that name before the band, obviously,
It might have been
or during the band.
Yeah, I think it was before the band. Yeah, it was. Jeez, it's 2018 now.
Did the band were they the ones that gave you the nickname?
Curbie or Woodlong?
No, the Curbie nickname.
Your dad, right?
No, yeah, it was my dad.
Oh, your dad.
My dad was like, "Pick the bike up, Curbie." So there we are. And
How old were you when that happened?
Probably like 7-8 years ago. So like early 20s ish.
Yeah,
mid 20s.
Mid 20s.
How old am I now?
Yeah, I know, right? I forget sometimes. Like, I'm gonna be 30 something.
Counting on your fingers.
Shit, old. And I feel it, dude. I need to start working out. I keep saying that, like, every time I talk to anybody.
I say it every week. Next Monday is the day.
Monday.
And then next thing you know, it's Friday. And I'm eating a pack of fries.
Right.
Dude, every day at lunch.
That's the worst thing for me. I just eat horribly. I eat so bad. I eat horrendously.
Yeah. I don't pack my own lunches at work.
My wife does more times than not, and that helps a lot.
Yeah. It's all
otherwise
money,
it's
too.
McDonald's, right?
Or else it's McDonald's. I get 2 cheeseburgers and a small fry.
The worst is after a gig.
The cheeseburgers. And yeah,
If you're hungry
up
after
late,
a gig, forget it. It's Wendy's and like Taco Bell if you're lucky. That's it. Wawa.
That late, yeah. Shit. What do you do during the day? You got a day gig?
Yeah. How do I word this without wording it too in depth? I make sure dead fish isn't too dead at a store. at a bunch of stores.
Oh yeah. You make sure dead fish isn't too dead at a bunch of stores.
Yeah.
Forgot you did tell me about that. Yeah, is that like what hours is that?
It's a Monday to Friday.
9 to 5 kind of thing.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
sometimes more, but
yeah. You don't know. It depends on the day.
Yeah, it depends on the day. I mean, I usually have a good idea if it's going to be a longer day already.
Let the wifey know.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm going to be late.
Yeah.
Gotta look at some fish.
Yeah. we open stores. So when we open stores, it's like a 12-hour day with like 2-hour ride each way, depending on where it's at, obviously. But yeah, it's
a little rough.
That goes on for like 2 or 3 weeks straight, weekends included.
Damn, dude.
Yeah, it's not fun.
Hopefully you get compensated all right. You know?
Yeah.
How long you been doing it?
Just about 2.5 years now.
It's cool.
Another job. I think it was pretty successful in it, but they thought otherwise, so they laid off myself and 20 others.
I've been part of layoffs, dude. It happens like every year at my job. Some like, you know, group of people. I work at a fucking law firm that,
Okay.
you know, or, you know, I'm just a paralegal. Anywhere that has like paralegals, they just, you know, they work you until they get enough out of you, and then you ask for a raise, and then they fucking hire people that are getting less than you, and then they get rid of a whole bunch of people at once, and it's cool.
That doesn't sound cool at all. It
It's
sounds
not,
the
man.
exact opposite of cool.
That's why the last couple of years I've been fucking trying to work hard on shit to
Right,
make sure I can get the hell out of there. Health insurance, though, god damn it.
right.
Gotta have that shit.
Right. My wife has it.
Gotta be healthy
As
for
do
the
I.
baby. You don't have any health issues, I hope, right?
Not yet.
Not yet. Not that I know of yet.
As we can go back to the
Just the fast food.
right. We can go back to the food conversation.
Yeah. I've been trying to even like try to, you know, tell myself I'm going to at least stretch. Because
Right.
you got to like stretch a little, right? That's good for you.
Yeah, I don't do that either. I say I really have to start stretching my back. My hamstrings are tight. My back hurts so bad. If my legs were looser, my back would feel better. And then it's Friday.
It's the same thing, man. And I get up every
You're
morning.
moving a lot of equipment. That's exercise, right?
Yeah,
It really, yeah.
it is, but we don't do it right. You know, it's not. You know, you're not.
Not lifting with our back.
Your knees.
Our
Yeah, you do it all for 20 minutes. You know, carry everything in 20 or 40 minutes, and then you're, you know, bending over improperly to connect 50 different cables, and reaching behind things improperly and climbing improperly.
Yeah.
Then you mix all night. Then you load it. Then you undo it all. But if I did it with purpose, intentionally to be as exercise, it probably would be much more beneficial. And if I stretched first,
Yeah.
I should get out of the van and do a couple stretches. You know.
Jumping
Couple
jacks.
cracks. in
Yeah,
there.
exactly. Really, do some jumping jacks, get the blood flowing, and then lift everything properly and methodically with intention. It would probably count as a workout. But
I will move this with intent.
we're just
kinda
jerking
like
stuff around,
vibration.
really.
No, dang.
When
I
you
remember-
start that, can you let me know? Because I'd love to go watch the jumping
know.
jacks outside
You
the van.
see, like lifting a speaker up. Like
You should live
One,
stream
doing a
that,
squat.
dude.
2.
Turn left. Yeah.
Should, dude. Should get
As I lift
Periscope
things the
account.
wrong way every time, I'm like, I know this is wrong, and you keep on doing it.
But it's the quickest way.
Dude,
It
I
was fast.
remember doing a gig for you one time at the Otts in Township by myself, and I sweat my ass off the whole time I was like unpacking this shit. Because it must have been like a warmer day, but still, I sweat my ass off when it's like kind of
And that
mildly
door
temperate.
with the handicap ramp, and you can't make the turns. You have to
Yeah.
take the cart halfway out, then go out front and lift it to lift
While
the
there's
cart
people
around the
standing
bend.
there smoking cigarettes in the way, you know?
Yeah, like, get the hell out of my way. This
Get out of my way, Jack up. But yeah, this is definitely a workout, man. And that's the only workout I would get, like, whenever I'd work.
I'm with you. Same.
Plus the baby, like, you gotta,
Yeah.
you know, like, I
he's pretty
definitely
active
have some
there.
muscles now in my center region just from bouncing and holding, you know
My
what I mean?
back, you
My
know.
back, my arms, you know. My brother was like, yeah, you look a little buff lately.
Been lifting babies.
Some one baby. And he's
Repeatedly.
getting bigger every day. But he's such a cutie. What kind of music got you into music? Like
Ah.
back when you first started, I'm assuming you played guitar first when you were younger.
Yeah. Yep.
Started in like your teen years.
No. I started
20s?
In college. First time I ever played guitar.
Oh shit.
I my friend was listening to this band called Coheed and Cambria, and he said, "You gotta listen
I
to
know
him."
this.
And I hated the guy's voice. Hated it. He brought his CD into my car. I was like, I can't listen to
It's
this.
like Rush.
It is. It's very high
You gotta-
pitched.
you gotta
Early
be-
on, anyway.
You gotta get used to it.
So I left it in the car, but the volume was kind of low, and I'd be like, "Ooh, that guitar riff is pretty awesome."
Yeah, they do have good.
And then you start
riffs.
recognizing the riffs, and then I was like, "Wow, this song is awesome." Oh, this album's awesome. Next thing I know, I'm like, "Uh-oh," I'm
kinda like this band
really into it. And then that was around the time of LimeWire, like Kazaa
Yeah.
and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So-
Download
right.
music.
Holy God, because
I remember LimeWire. That was like early 2000s, mid
LimeWire.
2000s, right?
LimeWire is a blast from the past.
Yeah.
I crashed my, I
Jesus
crashed my
Christ.
computer.
A few
You get a
times.
virus every
That
3
was
seconds.
like before or after Napster, like around that
Yeah,
time.
yep. So I'd always want to listen to more of the band. I started like really wanting to hear all their different stuff. So people would put their bootleg shows on their videos and audio, and I was always watching really horrible quality video. It's just pixels.
Yeah.
And you can kind of hear the music. And I was doing that for a little bit. And I just happened to walk into a Hot Topic one day, and they put out a live DVD. And I'm like, well, I'm going to watch this. And, the difference from watching all the grainy, horrible audio, and then I put in a DVD and got to see and hear it how it was supposed to be heard. I remember going upstairs right after that to my dad, and I was like, "Can you buy me a guitar for Christmas?" Because that was just watching. I actually have that tattoo or that DVD cover tattooed on my arm, like half of my arm. Yeah,
that's cool.
It's like a guy and a girl silhouette walking into a water in a factory in the back or whatever. But that was the moment when I was like, I gotta play guitar. Like, this is awesome. This is incredible.
Yeah, they're a good band, dude.
Love them.
The dude's voice definitely is something that you gotta get used to, because you probably are cool with it now.
Sure,
right?
sure, absolutely.
It's kind of like the dude from At the Drive-In.
Right.
How they did Mars Volta afterward. That first Mars Volta record, dude. Fucking banging. But the voice.
Very similar.
Like all that shit.
Even moving forward, like the more recent albums, he's not quite like that anymore.
Oh, cool.
I mean, he's still got a ridiculous range, but
yeah.
He actually grew into the voice or whatever it is.
That's cool. So that was like what influenced you to start.
Right.
What'd you get into after that? Would you move on from Coheed, or was you just like a big Coheed guy?
No, I was definitely a big Coheed fan, but they helped me
open
learn,
the door,
right,
and learn everything.
Because then they played a cover of The Trooper, and I was like, oh, what's Iron Maiden? And then I started listening to Iron Maiden.
Okay.
And then they'd play some solo, and someone was like, wow, that kind of sounds like Pink Floyd-ish. I'm like, what's Pink Floyd? And it was
Isn't that cool then?
Yeah. And I mean, it literally would go from band to band to band to band. And I remember, I don't know what year it was, but not too long after that, I started just like, I was going to concerts constantly. I was going to Van Halen at the Garden. And then when they got back together, I was just going to every single concert that I could possibly go to. I got bit, the bug bit me. And I guess during that time, I started learning how to play the Coheed songs on the guitar, and
one thing led to another.
Yeah.
Did you ever play any Coheed songs in the band that you had?
No, I don't even.
Unfortunately. Was it acoustic that you played in the band, or was it electric guitar?
It was electric, yep. It was electric.
Where you didn't want to have like that kind of cover song? Like, what kind of covers did you do in your?
Oh yeah, well,
band?
we did the Simple Man.
Yeah.
We for sure did the
Heard
Simple Man and the
Freebird, you do Freebird?
we steered away from Freebird.
Stairway to Heaven? No.
No. We did like Free. We did All Right Now by Free. Some Green Day songs. What do we do? Wood by Alice in Chains.
Nice.
Roadhouse Blue. Classic rockish.
Yeah.
Type thing.
You get into the classic rock too? Like, you started off with Coheed. They are definitely not classic. No, go! No! Get out of here with that! I think I'm gonna buy it. Remember that white? What is it?
What is it?
The white guitar that Wayne went in the store and he started playing it, and the guy's like, no, and he's like, you know what? I think I'm gonna buy it. After he got the money for his show. Dude, I remember watching that in the movie theater several times. That's how old I am.
I'm so bad with movies. I don't see a lot that I should see, and the ones that I do see, I don't remember.
Some of them I know, especially when you smoke a little reefer and you like fall asleep. And you're like, but there's so many that come out nowadays. It's like I just miss a lot of them. I know Super Troopers 2 is coming out soon.
Right. 420.
Yeah, 420. Mm-hmm. Got that right.
It's an easy one to remember, I guess.
But yeah, you got into any classic rock like that you really dug? Because I started out when not playing music. The thing that got me into like wanting to play guitar was like Nirvana, because that was like early 90s when I started to like get into that shit. But right before that, which is funny as hell, is MC Hammer, Vanilla Ice, and fucking CNC Music Factory.
Nice. Talk about a switch, like a change up.
I was like, you know what? Fuck these little baggy pants.
I'm wearing a flannel.
Can you give me a guitar? Yeah, I heard like I mean, it was around the time that like,
CNC music.
seriously,
I
dude.
thought I knew you, man.
No, you know, gonna make you sweat till you bleed. But I asked my mom for a guitar after I heard like Smells Like Teen Spirit. I used to watch like MTV in the morning.
Right.
That was on, and I think it might have been like closer to 93, 94 when Heart Shaped Box video came out. So I saw that and I was like, I want to grow my hair and I want to fucking learn how to play guitar. But after that, I got into like I said, I went from that crazy fucking hip hop rap stupid shit to cool fucking music, and then I went all over the place after that, you know. And I got really into like Pink Floyd, and like a little into Zeppelin, a lot into the Beatles, you know, shit like that. You like dug all that?
Yeah, I mean it came late for sure, but it's
But it's so cool because it's like so much out there that you have so much to listen to. You know?
Right. I started, speaking of the Beatles, I started playing Yellow Submarine for my son.
Yeah.
He says, more Beatles, more Beatles. You like the video because it's all, you know, animated.
Yeah.
And he's, more Beatles, more Beatles. Yes.
Right now, all I play for him is like Wheels on the Bus and Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. But he goes crazy for it, though, man. Anytime that I walk in the room and I say, duh, he just like stops looking. Wheels on the bus go. He goes like, dude, it's so cool having a kid, man. What was your like family into music at all? Like did parents or anybody?
No, I mean, I for sure remember, and my dad I used to play baseball a lot. My dad would always drive me to the games, and we would listen to music in the car. And a lot of times it was Billy Joel, Elton John, you know.
Yeah.
He I guess he was I know he's a real big fan of both of them.
Yeah.
So Billy Joel definitely holds a soft spot in my heart because I love, you know.
All that shit.
Yeah, we went to go see him a few times.
He's a really great songwriter, man.
Awesome. Incredible.
Seriously. I saw a documentary about him, so I don't know if I like him personally.
Right.
But
what documentary was it?
The one recently where it had
Hired Guns?
Yes, on
right.
Netflix.
I just saw that.
Banging. Rudy Sarzo was on there. He's a bass player, old Ozzy bass player in Whitesnake, I think now. But
Quiet Riot.
Quiet Riot. He's
Whitesnake.
friends with Joey Diaz, and he was on the church a couple times. So like that's how I heard of that documentary and watched it. But yeah, Billy Joel's kind of a dick, right? Like, what the fuck would you do that for, dude? But you write some great songs, man. It's kind of hard to listen to him now. You know? Except for Michael Jackson. I could still listen to him, even though he might have done some weird shit to some kids.
I'd say it's pretty probable.
Yeah. Oh, my God. This is so horrible. We're going out. It's like hard to listen to. But so many good songs. I can remember listening to In the Middle of the Night. When that came out in the mid-90s, dude, I was so into that. And then, because my mom listened to that kind of radio, too.
Right.
Like, but she was more into, like, Donny Osmond.
Okay.
That kind of, Sonny and shit. Like,
it's not CNC Music Factory.
It's not CNC Music. My aunt got me into that shit. And then, actually, it was more, I got into Nirvana, but first before that was Metallica, the Black Album. That's what got me, and I was like, whoa, what? Fuck CNC. Because CNC Music Factory had the electric guitars and the different parts, you know? Dun, 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 dun. So I always thought that was cool. I don't know why I was listening to Vanilla Ice, though.
Why not?
Fucking repeat the words to that song pretty much the entire thing.
From, what is it, the Ninja Turtles movie? Yeah.
Ninja rap. No, the other, the main one. The one that he fucking ripped off fucking Queen and David Bowie.
Right.
Oh, no. Ours goes dun 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 dun, and this one goes dun 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 dun. It works, though. It sounds just like it, though.
Right. Exactly.
And then you ever hear his like album that he came out with? He had a hardcore band in the late 90s.
No.
And I
didn't know that.
redid that song. But like hardcore.
They suck.
It's on Apple. Yeah. It really blew. But he tried. He really tried. It was around the same time like Limp Bizkit got popular. So it was like
He's
that kind of thing.
Right.
I think he got a bunch of people. Yeah. Didn't work, guys. Didn't work, Vanilla. Jesus. So let's get on to this album. Like I said before, I saw you live and you do a lot of this loop pedal stuff with your acoustic. and the vocals back and forth. You guys came in here. Bob said that he just told you to show him what you do, and then you kind of figured it out after that.
Yeah.
What did you play? What song do you remember? What song you played for him?
Yeah,
That first one.
the first one was actually In the Shade.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. We're gonna do that one
Cool.
eventually at one point. At some point.
Wipe your feet, but not on me. It seems your boots are clean. Well, I can dirt up to my knees. It's about me. That's what you say. Well, my intent was us succeeding every day. No time for games. I got no time to play. I threw my cards upon the table and walked away. That's the way it is. That's how it goes. I am done explaining, 'cause nobody knows how planted the seeds. Now you can watch them grow. Steady is how I move, but never slow. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. And now speak with clarity. It don't matter to me. No, I cannot care less. Just how I'm perceived. I lost many friends. Oh, they have come and gone. I find solace in the future. Pencil and tears drawn. Because I'm free. It only took 30 years to see that now I'm living in the shade of my planet seas. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. That's the way it is. That's how it goes. I am done explaining, 'cause nobody knows how planted the seeds. Now you can watch them grow. Steady is how I move, but never slow. Oh, oh, oh.
Yeah, I mean, I just played the song, and we kind of came up with a game plan to get it all down piece by piece.
Yeah.
Because a lot of pieces are coming through one channel as it is live, so you can't really manipulate the levels on
levels and
each
shit,
thing.
yeah.
So, yeah, we just came up with a game plan how to do it, and did it piece by piece, and just put it all together.
Yeah, that shit's cool, man. And he's the fucking man with that shit, dude.
If you can see me shaking my head, then you know that I'm shaking my head.
All we could see is bald head and some headphones. And like a beard on the other side.
Beard peeking around the corner of my skull.
It's starting to
What'd
go
you say?
sideways now. Like there's some wind blowing in the front here. Pirate Bob knows what the fuck's up, man. Yeah, it's and just listening to the record, I could almost not tell that it was put together like that. You know, it almost sounds like it is how it is live, and that's what's fucking cool.
Yeah,
about
that's-
it, you know?
that's all
Except
thanks
for the
to
one
Bob right
song you
there.
didn't do with Bob, Daydreams, right? You already recorded.
Yeah, I recorded
Or
that
did you
somewhere else.
re-record it?
No, I recorded that somewhere else. It was the first song.
Yeah.
First song I did with somebody else. Yeah, the first song I did. Period.
It sounds
And-
like the record. Like he made it sound like
Yeah.
that kind. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because sometimes when I was younger, I was making songs on my own little 4-track thing, but it would have every song would come out. I would try to put like all of them on one CD. Every song had like a different level. Like, you'd have to like turn it up or like turn the bass up on this one or turn the treble down. You know, but you made everything.
We were
right.
able to get the songs, 12 that were done here, and that plus that one.
Yeah, yeah.
13, yeah.
So the 12 we did here were easier to match up, obviously, from a sonic standpoint, and then that one was done somewhere else with a different approach. So, you know, it definitely sounds different to me.
Oh, yeah.
To anybody, but especially to me. But we got them. It definitely still works within that context of the album.
For sure, dude. And I like how the whole thing goes, too. Like, you
I was
didn't just
stressing
throw
about that.
this together, you know?
I sure was stressing about that. I think
It's
I changed
weird
it 50
when you
times in
have
my head.
like 12, 13 songs. You're like, okay, what order do I put these in? Are people really going to listen to the first one first? You know?
I had the first one first and the last one last. Other than that, I was like, oh boy,
Do
what
I
order do I
these
put this?
alphabetically? I don't
Right. I think you knew your opener and closer before we started recording.
Yep, I've had that in my head for a bit. Because there's actually there's lyrics in there that are kind of cyclical.
Oh,
They
okay,
work.
yeah.
They kind of the first words in the album are also the last words in the album.
Okay, gotcha.
So I kind of wanted to tie it all together.
Yeah, concept album,
Yeah.
man. Why
Coheed and
can't people
Cambria.
do that? Right? Like,
Let's go.
and they got it from fucking Pink Floyd and
right,
shit. You know?
right.
Fucking hey, dude. And I don't know. People like, I don't know if it's the artists or the record companies that don't let the artists do this shit. You know, but how
Let
come
them
it's
go,
not
man.
being
Let them
done?
run.
You know.
Whatever they want to do, let them run. Run
And
with it.
another thing, you should get a little recorder and start your own fucking podcast when you go to shows.
Yeah,
Yeah. Why not? You can go all over the place, right?
yeah, yeah.
Like all over this tri-state area,
Yeah.
even further maybe? I don't
Yeah,
know.
I
haven't seen like all the dates you've done.
Yeah, for the most part, I'm in New Jersey, but we just came back from a little tour,
Yeah.
touring the album. So we were in Virginia, Maryland,
See,
Pennsylvania,
like you
and
could have had
upstate
like a
New
little
York.
recorder just recording it, and you don't even have to put it out while you're out there. Do it at home, but you can.
Basically talking about the experiences, you mean?
Yeah, yeah.
That's cool.
Talking about the venues,
Something I never thought
where
of.
you went, you know, like what you did before you played, you know, stupid shit, just chat. Because that's what I suggested to a band
Good
that
idea.
I like that we might do. But a lot of bands, like I've never seen anybody fucking do it. The guy, Jamie Josta, I think his name is, from Hate and Read, he's got a podcast. But
Okay.
like, it's at a studio and he has guests, and it's not like he is out on tour
a good
doing it,
idea.
you know? But it's an additional way to promote your shit and for people to get to know you, which is really what I think connects you to
Of course.
people. You know?
Of course.
Besides
of
the
course.
lyrics
I like
in your
that.
songs, you know, like I like them because like you write about real shit, you know, and
That's all
for
I know.
me, it's like shit that like I can relate to, you know, like being a dad,
Right.
and, like, you know, having to fucking deal with wanting to live your life and fulfill your dream, or at least attempt it, but also keep your relationship going and
Right.
you know, raise your son right
Tough.
and all that. You know, it's
A hell of a balance
way
that I
more
get.
than
I get wrong sometimes, but I
Yeah.
try. I'm human.
Everybody's human, you know. But as long as you try, that's what's
Right,
important, you know.
right.
But yeah, I really dig like the fact that you put more than just meaningless lyrics in a song that just sounds good, you know, because that's what a lot of music is these days. It's just
I appreciate that.
thumping and like just like two words over and over again, you know. Like it's hard to catch real music, and
That's awesome. Thank you.
so I appreciate that.
It's tough for the writing process because for
Mm-hmm.
me, I have to like really feel something.
Yeah.
I can't just say, all right, Friday night I'm gonna sit down and write and come up with something. And I know people do that, and that works for them. For me, like there might be months at a time where I don't have, something I don't feel strongly enough that I'm gonna.
It's not bad to attempt that every Friday.
Right? No, you're
but,
right. You're absolutely right.
You know, I know what you're saying. Like, if you have a feeling or an idea, you got to go with it. You know, like you can't just put it off. But nowadays, you can sing a little something in your phone and
Do it all
save
the
it for later. You know, that's awesome how that
I really do write maybe like a feeling, which would be a sentence down all the time. I just throw it in the notes, kind of get like an idea of, and a lot of times there's a theme over a certain period of time.
That's exactly what I do.
Yeah.
But then that's the end of it. I get like
don't make the rest of the song.
two awesome lines, and what I think is really cool chord progression that feels really good, and
And then it's Friday.
I should send them. Yeah, I say Monday morning I'm going to finish the song, and then it's Friday. No, you know what I should do, Curbie? I should send you my 20 blurbs of ideas and let you run.
Yeah, dude. He's let me hear a handful of them, and I really think they're fucking good.
I'm sure
And
they
he
are.
sings on them too, but he doesn't have like
Send him over.
full songs like idea. You know what I mean? Like there are full songs, but
Well, some things I have a book full of just like cool topics or two cool lines that just sound really, they come out cool, and
that's a lot of the time just the
but I
start.
have no idea how to
of a
fill
song.
in
Right.
the other 80% of the song. Lyrically,
I do that too. I'll have two good lines and then that's it. But then I go back and I combine the 2 lines and the 2 lines and 2 lines, and
yeah.
all of a sudden,
I got
There
fucking
you are.
18 of them, and I'm like, damn, which one do I pick?
I don't think I have 18. I don't think I have 18 lines.
You don't have 18 lines in all 20 songs.
I have a total of 18 lines between the whole book that are good, that are usable. So.
What is like speaking of the songs that I want you to jam for us after we're done? You talked about In the Shade.
right.
What was that one
Ooh.
for and about?
Well, that's about the old band, the
Okay.
old Woodlong band.
In the Shade of the Woodlung Tree.
Right. Yeah, it's a touchy one. We ended up breaking up. I'm pretty ambitious in a lot that I do, and I probably went at a higher speed than I should have as far as trying to get things done with all of us, as a band, and not being understanding of other people's lives. Because I'm just like, let's do this, let's go, we're gonna do this and
It's
make
hard
this,
when
and
you got like 4
it's-
guys.
right.
You gotta make everything happen.
right. So I was pushing and pushing and pushing, and rightfully so. They got not happy with me because I'm just like 100 miles an hour. If I'm onto something, I'm like, let's go, let's do this.
Yeah, you're wasting time. You're
Right.
getting in my way, dude.
Kinda, which is horrible of me to think at the time, but I understand their point of view now. I don't talk to half of them. The other half,
That sucks.
right? It does suck.
I know the feeling though.
The
Old
other
bands.
person I talk to now, I had 2 best men at my wedding. He was one of the best men. He was a guitar player, and at that time we didn't talk for a few months.
Wow.
And there may or may not be 2 songs on that album in your hand that are towards him. That he knows. He knows.
He
now.
knows.
But we talk now. Thankfully, we made
Okay.
amends. But yeah, it was. But yeah, that song was. I was like, fuck you. I'm gonna do it myself. Like I set all the stuff in motion. Now I'm gonna.
So
kind of
was that like one of the first ones you wrote of this bunch?
without the band.
Without
yeah.
the band,
yeah.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
It's weird.
A little bit
so
jerk off.
Nuts
a
how
little bit.
like. Yeah, but I mean, you're human and you were younger,
Yep.
But it's fucking crazy how it's like having 4 fucking girlfriends.
That's exactly what it is.
Not even 4 girlfriends. You got 4 stepwives that also have kids and another
And a
husband
life
or
and a
whatever.
job.
Yeah, like you have to worry about all of their crap too,
Yeah.
just to get to fucking practice once a week
Tough.
or whatever it is,
Tough. That's why I've been a solo guy for a while.
Yeah, that's why
I've-
I haven't even tried to be in a band since fucking 2010, I think it was.
I have a good friend who's a bass player. I mean, I started jamming with a drummer a little bit, and him and I click like musically and personally, like
Yeah.
unbelievable. And I'm afraid that I'm not gonna have enough time, or I'm gonna get that like, let's go, look what we're gonna do, and ruin it. Like I'm gun shy. What about both?
I mean,
adding
just
both.
talk to him about it, Like, I don't want to do this and I don't want to be like this, so let's try and communicate good
Right.
enough so where we can do our thing and be happy with what we're doing.
Right.
Because
And
it would be
that's what I
cool to
did do.
incorporate the beat, like a drummer in there. So.
Yeah, for
But-
sure. Even a whole separate thing. Like I can do this and then
Oh,
do
yeah.
another thing.
This could be like your happy hour gigs,
I'm like, all right, band's coming up, and then I put that away and then roll on a PA.
You get paid twice that
Right.
thing. Fuck them. Because, dude, it sucks when you have like a 4 or 5 piece band and you got to split the
Oh, yeah.
money Oh, and then sound guys.
All right.
It's ugly.
It's deep. It's
Sound
dirty.
guy taking all our money.
Sound guy's taking our money. He thinks he's
Making it
fucking
sound
worth.
awesome, but he took our money.
It really fucking helps though. Do you a lot of the places you go already has like PA set up and stuff? Or?
No.
You bring your
I
own?
bring my own and everywhere.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
I didn't know that. I thought you just brought your box and your guitar.
The box isn't off. It's like 75 pounds.
Yeah.
I wish that
just
was
the
it.
box, not even the shit
Right.
inside. That's crazy, dude. Damn.
It's a labor of love. I love doing it.
What are you gonna do? Your son's 2. You could get your wife to come with you and tell her to do sound, but
Then we got to pay for a babysitter.
yeah, they ain't got to pay for a babysitter. Trust
So I'm
them.
paying sound.
Yeah. Actually, I don't know. Maybe not. But you don't have to pay her. I mean, you could if you want to. In love.
Right. Right. If she'd accept that payment.
Yeah. Does she stay home or does she have a job?
No, she has a job. She works with disabled children during the day.
No shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, my girlfriend works with like kids with autism and stuff.
Right.
So it's
Special kind of people.
yeah, man, and their jobs are intense. Like, I don't
can't
know how
imagine.
they do it.
I hear some stories and it's like, oh my God.
Hmm. My girlfriend used to work in like a home before that she got this job, and it was still people with like autism and like weird like disorders and stuff. But a lot of them were older
Mhm.
at that time. Not the clients that she has now are like young, some teenage years, but it was even harder then because she would have to like take care of them, bathe them, change their diapers, like that kind of stuff. And they're
Real
like,
life stuff right there.
it's like old. Like imagine changing somebody that's bigger than you.
Yeah.
I can't. It's hard enough changing my son who's like 25
Rolling around.
pounds. Yeah,
He's
he
rolling
won't
around.
stop. He keeps rolling to the right. I don't know what's over there. There's nothing on the wall. Like, dude, come on! I just gotta wipe your ass. It's fucking full of shit.
That is accurate. That is an accurate description of every single time.
And it's like you gotta like, bring him over. You gotta give him like a toy or something to keep him like.
Right. Exactly. You want to read a
Well-
book? Want to read a book? Here, read this book.
Yeah, and it's gotta be one of those books that's like the ones that make those all crinkling noises and shit, or else. What am I
Plastic.
gonna do with this piece of wood?
Plastic, just in case,
Yeah, but it's
Wipe it off. Wash it off.
it's an adventure every time,
Right.
dude. Because you don't know what's going on, especially when you start to like feed and like eating real shit. You're like, whoa, this really stinks, man. Like worse than mine, dude.
It does.
I know I eat French fries and cheeseburgers
There's-
every day, but Jesus.
We rank them at this point. Like, oh, this is top 2. This is top 2. This is, I can tell, this is not going to be good. The one at
That's
the
the
Super
cool
Bowl.
thing when you can like go back and forth with your significant other and make it fun. A lot of the time though, I wake up cranky.
As do I.
And I'm just like, fuck today.
Yeah.
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 But, once, you get past that whole, I'm doing this to do what I want. I got to get up and go to work.
Right.
Like, it's boring and I don't like doing it. But eventually one day I'm not going to, and that's when we keep looking towards.
We should make that promise to each other.
Yeah.
'Cause that's what I'm here. I'm right there with you.
Dude, that's what I said to myself, and I keep on. I don't get shit, but I get told that. But we can't just not worry about bills. I'm like, I'm not saying I don't want to not pay my bill. I'm saying I don't want to have to fucking worry about paying my. I want to have enough money in the bank so that every month comes, and I'm just like, okay,
And
there it goes, paid.
Right.
I don't have to sit there and worry about the week before. All right,
Check the dates
I
on
got to
the
get
bills,
paid
see
by
which one I have to
somebody
pay
so
for.
I can deposit that money so this can be paid by on time. It's so crazy, but
I thought we have a pile of them by which ones are due. They have to be addressed first. It sucks.
yeah,
You just get like you said, just get the bill, pay the bill, and not sweat it.
yeah. And sometimes you got to call and be like, "Gonna have to pay this next week. Is that all right?" And most of the time they're cool with what whoever you're calling, like phone bill or like electric.
Please keep that on.
Please. Be like fucking when Roseanne lost her power back in the day. That shit just came out. Are you big into like the comedy shit or any like You said you're not into like watching a lot of movies that come out lately, but
Comedy as far as TV shows
or stand up or anything. Like you into that kind of stuff?
Yeah. I mean, going with everything we just talked about, I don't have much time for much else other
I
than
know.
music, job, wife, and kid. But
But like driving and shit, you don't listen to like music or
yeah,
podcasts. Or
yeah. Well, Bill Burr for sure is one of my favorite comedians.
Yeah.
He's probably my favorite comedian.
Yeah,
It's
he's
hilarious.
awesome.
I've seen him a few times.
He's that Monday morning podcast. He's
Yeah, I
that.
should start listening to that.
It's just him ranting, so it's like ridiculous. And they're getting popular too, man. He's been huge
Yeah.
for a while. He's like the only redheaded comedian that's popular now.
We went to go see him on the like the Dave Chappelle tour. So they had Charlie Murphy.
No shit.
Who's the other guy? The other writer of the Chappelle show.
Oh, Sean
If you-
Brennan.
I don't think so. If you said it, I think I'd know it. But a darker skinned gentleman.
Donnell Rawlings.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Darnell. Yeah.
So they had them come up, and then Bill Burr came out right after Charlie Murphy. Like one of his first jokes was, "Probably should have slipped a Puerto Rican between the two of us, huh?" it was funny. I mean, just his whole set was ridiculous, but it was hilarious. Like that was the first thing I heard from him ever. I didn't even know
Oh,
who this guy
really?
was. Yeah, and like from there on, I was hooked for sure.
Just his humor is just like
It's
me.
observational.
Yeah, it's
Right,
observational, and
and
it's
it's
like
real.
shit that I would think. Sometimes I want to get up on stage myself, but I'm like,
Do
throw to
it.
the balls. But there's Charlie Murphy, dude. He just passed away.
Right, I heard
like
that.
this year or like last year or sometime.
I don't know. I know it was fairly
He's
recent.
hilarious.
Right.
And that Chappelle show and stuff. Yeah, you banging? Was Chappelle there?
No, he wasn't there. It was just. I think it was just those three.
Did you watch his recent ones that came back on Netflix?
Dave Chappelle.
Yeah.
I did not.
They're pretty good. He's
Yeah?
got like 2 of them or 3 of them. I forget how many now. He just put them all out at one fucking time. All different material too.
Right,
We're
how
like,
crazy it all
fuck you,
changed,
dude.
right? It used to be you wait years for another hour special.
I know.
2 hour, whatever it
Now
is.
it's like a year or 2.
Now it's just-
with
you put
him,
3 at a
though,
time.
He took his excursion.
Sabbatical.
Yeah, he probably was writing shit like a
Right.
motherfucker. But a lot of it was like current stuff, so I don't know how he could have pre-wrote it, you know?
When you're that good, I guess.
Yeah. But you do a lot. You're pretty funny up on there on the stage too when you're talking. That's why I asked if you were into like comedy and stuff, because there was this dude that was at an open mic last week. What's his name? I forget what his name is. Jim or something. Keyboard player that was talking to Steve
John
at the-
JC or Jim JC.
Jim JC, John JC. Sorry, dude, but
He was funny as
you're
hell.
the shit, and you're funny as hell. And he's talking shit on fucking
And someone called out a song,
Frank
and he
Annunziata.
immediately started playing it.
Oh man.
yeah.
and
it was
a girl
that
came up to sing
kinda
the song.
guy, you know.
A girl
And
came up to sing a
hilarious.
song with him and named the song, and it's not a guy song, so he technically would have no reason to,
Learn
But he knew it.
or
And he
play
knew
it.
all the nuance. He knew the bridge. He knew all the parts. Like he didn't know it. He could hear it in his head and play it. Like
Unreal.
He's one of those guys.
That's unreal. What I would do for that talent.
I know, dude. That's why I really need to get on that piano, man. My girlfriend got me like the DVDs on how to play piano
Okay.
right and all
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
But I just never had time to
Right,
do it.
yeah.
And now I don't especially have any time anymore. The other song, Ego to Feed.
Right.
That was a cool one that you did
Thank
live. What is that one exactly to you besides
That was
what the title is, you know?
that's kind of what I was saying before about how I'm like 100 miles an hour when I get my mind wrapped around something and like I put my mind to it, as corny as that
Yeah.
sounds, I'm just like, I got to do it. I got to go. So that was one of the first songs I ever wrote. It's either like the first or second one I ever wrote, and it's just I got to do it for me almost. Like it's my ego that I see this in my head that
Yeah.
I'm gonna play in front of people and write an album, which I finally did, and yeah, it's just
Such an accomplishment, dude.
thank you.
Give it to
And
you,
it is,
man.
it is.
Over all the years that I've played music, I've never put anything together like that.
I got a guy
It's-
for you I
it's
can
great.
recommend.
I think I know a guy too. I don't know. It's like bald, got a long beard. I really do, dude. I have music, but still, like I said, it's like hard to make that time. But that's what you sing about a lot in this too. Like, not one of the songs that we were gonna have you play, but which one was it? Worth It? Maybe it was Daydreams. Maybe you talk about how you were, you go out and then you come back and you like, I forget the exact
probably
words, but you.
snapback.
Oh, was it snapback?
I think
and you
so,
fall,
yeah.
like kind of like rediscover
So,
each
dude,
other
I
again.
stole
It's
that
not
line
that-
from
You talking about the
Journey.
one where you're talking about putting on the shoes?
Yeah, you.
About when
Oh,
you-
that one's
yeah,
keep
and
moving.
You got
Keep
mud to your
moving. Yeah, you
knees or
got to keep
something.
moving. And hope one day you'll do the same for your family. I told my wife about that song, Curbie. I was like, you have to hear this song. I explained it to her, the story. And my daughter's 15. She's growing up, and she's like, every day she's making another advancement towards being grown up. So I told her about the song and said, so great you have to hear it. And she said, no, thank you. Yeah. She goes, I can't.
The sun pokes its head, eyes are heavy and my brain's a fog. I'm making sure you're fed and comfortable all night long. I step into my dress shoes. How I'm gonna miss you. Leaving you is heartbreaking lately, baby. Coming home and seeing your face is breathtaking again. I have to keep on moving, shaking, so I can keep on making a life you deserve. A life you deserve. The agony is to give you the best life. I have to miss so much of yours. Leaving you is heartbreaking lately, baby. Coming home and seeing your face is breathtaking again. I have to keep on moving, shaking, so I can keep on making a life you deserve. A life you deserve. If I could teach you one thing, it's that life is too short. Leaving you will be heartbreaking, baby. One day I won't be coming home again. Promise you'll keep on moving, shaking, so you can keep on making a life your family deserves. A life they deserve. Leaving you is heartbreaking lately, baby. Coming home and seeing your face is breathtaking again. I have to keep on moving, shaking, so I I can keep on making a life you desire, a life you deserve. I step into my dress shoes. Oh, how I'm gonna miss you.
I can't. She said, I can't. I told her, like, almost, paraphrased the whole story of the lyric. And she's like, I've already heard enough. I don't want to hear the song. Because we are living the, like, your baby, you have a 2-year-old, so we are living kind of like the end of your song, She's not grown up and providing for her family yet, but it's my wife's mind is there, and
That's what we're training her.
seeing her, she's in high school now and going to drive next year, all that crazy shit, and so
Damn,
she
really?
yeah, she'll have a permit, but that's still just to
So,
picture my
you're gonna
baby
be behind the wheel.
That my baby steering a car
Wow.
is crazy to me and to her.
Gonna teach her how to parallel
So
park in
anyways,
between
that,
some
that song affected my wife, and she hasn't heard it yet.
Dude, the one that you played at the open mic, you said it was about your son. Which one was that? Because that one got me a little emotional when sitting there when you were playing it.
Probably 159. 159, yeah. 159 and
okay.
Keep Moving are both pretty darn related to my son.
Yeah.
Keep Moving is really intense.
I had Keep Moving.
Parenting's perfected.
I had Keep Moving written without that like bridge there where it kind of slows down, and I had it written and I was like, this song's missing something, and as I was writing it was from me to my son, and as I was trying to figure out something, it was missing something, and I kind of pictured my dad telling me, like, I'm starting to tear up now, but telling me that, and it went, the whole song was from me to my son, and then it went from my dad to me, and then back to like kind of all three of us at the end, like the last chorus.
Great.
Yeah.
That's the Keep Moving one?
Yeah.
Yeah. But did you play both of them that night?
I probably.
Moving and 159?
I
I definitely
think so.
play Keep Moving because I remember.
It's probably the one I remember that I was like, damn, because I was thinking about my baby. I was like, damn.
Andrea, the
Fucking
co-host.
tissue.
Andrea, the co-host from Open Mic. I'm mixing you, and I'm watching the audience. I'm watching you, and at the end of that song, she goes, "Wow, that's a great lyric." So I definitely remember. You definitely played Keep Moving.
Yeah, I know 15 because I opened with 159, so then I played both.
Okay. I think it was later on, so it had to be the Keep Moving one.
Yeah.
Because that was the one that got me. I was like, whoa.
I can play that one if you want.
Yeah, we could do that. We could
I'll do whatever you want.
I don't mind as long as I don't mind. What's up with the Harley's Edge 2 and 3? What happened to 1?
It hasn't been written yet. It's so pretentious.
There
It's
you go.
ridiculous.
No.
I never thought to ask you that.
Yeah.
That's the first thing I noticed on here. I'm sitting here looking at, like, where's Harley's Edge?
So I was telling you about the relationship between me and my friend and how we didn't talk. So that's what that's about.
Oh, okay.
I haven't really told anybody about it. The only person I really knows is him.
Oh, okay.
But my thinking when I was writing those songs was I hope that we can mend this relationship and together, because he's the person that kind of started me on playing guitar, left his guitar for me, and all that. So I was kind of hoping we could kind of write the first part of that,
Oh,
which
that's
would
cool.
be cool. So
That's pretty sweet.
crazy. I know. I'm like, my mind is it's like, why do I think of that?
It's like
just
how, like, Star Wars, they wrote the end.
right.
And then they
And
went
I don't
back.
even watch Star Wars.
I don't either. George Lucas, Disney, something.
Right.
I don't know. How about Currents? What went down with Currents when you were writing lyrics of that?
So this is the benefit of being super honest with my wife, even if it might stink telling her the story at first.
You already told her this?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
I told her like the day of. So I was playing a backyard party, and this female that had no business looking at me at all. Like, she was really attractive, a lot.
Oh, that kind of no business. I was
Yeah.
like, what do you mean?
She was just, she was beyond flirting. No physical contact or anything like that. But she was
Alcohol
like,
involved?
yeah.
Yeah.
She was like lifting her dress up to show more of her leg and stuff while I was playing. I was like, this is nuts. Like, why
what
are
year
you?
is this?
Yeah. Like, what are you doing? Like, why? You're good looking. I'm not. And I'm married.
Yeah, were
So-
you playing and you were trying to be like
She was
ring finger
show
around
the ring
guitar?
finger. Yeah, she was. It was crazy the amount of upfrontness that she was showing. So that's just kind of what the song's about. If you
Yeah.
go back and listen to it, it's kind of it tells a story.
I'm like, leave me alone, lady.
I'm not alone. I mean,
Yeah.
nice try, but
Was it like weird? Like she was the only one in the front, like doing that.
no, she was with a group of friends, but she was the only one doing it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they were together, but she just kept like turning around and whatnot. But
That's weird, man.
yeah,
Yeah, I bet you deal with a lot of that kind of shit, like
No.
especially at bars, like with drunk people. Maybe not with you, but you see it
Yeah, yeah.
happening.
yeah.
I've seen some stupid shit.
Yeah, yeah. I've had a few experiences. I mean, if you count all the times that I play, which is a good amount, like probably less than on one hand it's happened, including that experience. But
How often do you play right now?
uh,
Every weekend?
A lot.
yeah, every weekend for sure.
Like to the point where you don't even really have to practice at home. You just play.
I kind of practice when I play because
Yeah, yeah.
I don't have much time.
That's how
so-
a lot of bands eventually get to doing, and that's why a lot of the bands, I think a lot of the cover bands don't learn new songs because they can't learn them by themselves.
right,
And
they
come
have
and
to
play
get together and
you
do
know?
it right.
Which
So-
would be cool.
Right, it would be interesting.
Yeah, it would be. Let's see how this one goes.
Yeah, I mean, to your point, I learned some cover songs randomly when I get an hour to myself at home, where I can kind of just, all right, I can put the chords down on my app that I use because I have a horrible memory.
Yeah,
But yeah,
and fuck paper and pencil because
I started doing that, but
Yeah.
the song the amount started growing pretty heftily.
yeah, heftily.
Heftily, I'm probably at around 300 songs. I don't.
What?
I remember like 3,
Yeah, it's.
but I have 300 in the app.
In the
you know?
catalog.
Yeah.
What
and
app is it called?
On song?
On Song.
Yeah.
I'll have to find that. What is it? What can it let you do? Just
Um,
lyrics and chords, or can you record into it too?
Both. Or I don't know if you can record into it, but I take the chords and the lyrics and I put them on. You basically do it on the computer and they connect, I guess, with Bluetooth or something.
Yeah.
I don't know how they connect, but they connect somehow. Some technical term I'm not aware of. And you just, you edit the whole thing and then you put in the length of the song. So, I mean, I'd say 3 minutes. And I'd play through and be like, well, that's too fast or too slow. And I'd change the
it
length
moves?
until it moves while it scrolls while you play.
That's
Yeah.
sweet.
Yeah, much needed. Much
Yeah.
needed because my memory is horrendous. I wouldn't be able to do. I mean, I can remember my own songs, but I wouldn't be able to do the cover stuff without
Yeah.
it.
There's this app called the Guitar Tab or like Ultimate Guitar, something like
Right.
that.
Mhm.
And you pay for like the pro versions and stuff, and they can like they'll show you like all the notes being played, like as they're being played, and you can play the song in the background, or you can do that thing where it like scrolls.
Right.
But I can never get it right.
Right. Yeah, because you're just kind of guessing.
Yeah.
With that. At least I set mine up at home, and I know I'm close.
Exactly where you gotta
I
be.
can move it if I need to, but
Yeah, that's what's cool about like
technology.
well
I
for
guess.
for original bands especially, you can have like an iPad or something right there on your stand. But you know what pisses me off?
What's that?
When a cover band has an iPad and they're looking at all the lyrics.
Oh, that's
all these songs they know.
What it-
Forever.
Hit me with
What
the
about-
best shot for the 1,000th time with the
Wait,
lyrics.
wait, guys. Okay. You haven't seen that so many times.
Yeah.
That's why I do it for my covers.
Well,
As a solo guy.
got to.
If you're throwing one out, that's fine. That's fine. But
Back
or if
when-
someone makes a request and you want to read it, that's fine. But when you play whatever, Alanis Morissette, what's the song that they do everybody. I'm not busting on any one band.
Yeah.
All bands with female singers sing "Hit Me with Your Best Shot." Alanis Morissette, "You Ought to Know."
You want to know
And,
fucking Bobby McGee.
You know,
Fuck Bobby McGee and his fucking.
oh, Bobby McGee. And they're reading the
Whatever.
lyrics. It's like if you don't know,
Mercedes.
"Hit Me with Your Best Shot," and you sing it every weekend. Just they don't need to read it. It's a crutch. They just feel like they need to read it.
Yeah. And it looks
It's a distraction
so
for the
dumb.
audience.
Yeah.
But like, back
I know
when
it's a hot
played-
topic for sure.
Yeah.
To have or not to have the words in the chords.
I used to have the fucking pieces of paper on like a
Right.
little music stand. Back when I played, I didn't have an iPad. Fuckers. Sure, I had an iPad, but they didn't come out with those cool mic stands for them
Right.
yet. I don't know. The whole cover scene is a weird thing to deal with, especially because you're in you want to play your originals,
Sure.
all the time, and people don't really want to hear them. And I don't know if you've dealt with this around this area, but there's like people that like, are you signed with any
No.
company or anything? You just get your gigs
Negative.
yourself, right?
Yep.
There's people, a few companies that run like rooms around the area, and they fucking hold that. Like, and they don't, unless you're signed with them, you can't play the rooms, and it's kind of like
That's not advancing the scene. That's advancing their pocket.
exactly. And Karma's gonna catch up with them motherfuckers soon. But I don't know.
And
if
we're
this
gonna
is
meet them in hell.
Yeah, well, we're gonna meet them in hell after we kick them off our property. Them fucking keisters. But they don't really. I don't know if it's like a nationwide thing. Like if this is all over like places that have bands, but New Jersey just kind of got fucked in the last couple of years
And
because of these people.
You're saying just cover bands, or in general,
Well,
or original stuff,
especially in the cover band scene.
and people just hold
There's
the places hostage.
bookers
Huh?
that hold rooms, and the clubs only let them, book the rooms.
I don't know how that benefits anybody other than the booker.
It
To
doesn't.
be honest.
It doesn't, but it just keeps happening, and it's like hard to let people in on it because people don't notice it. And a lot of the time, too, some of these bookers. And we were just listening to the guy that we were talking about, the funny dude from Open Mic last week, talking about one of the guys. They skim money off the top of your check. So watch that shit. If you ever do try to sign with somebody, dude, like, make sure you see or know exactly what that bar is paying them first before they give you your cut, because they will take that shit. They will take it right quick.
I've noticed like lately it's so territorial.
Yeah,
it shouldn't be that way. It should be like we should all kind of
like everybody do better thing, like
we all should be lifting each other up, in the spirit of
Buttercup.
Easter, right? I mean, I guess you're gonna have the bands and people you like or don't like, and maybe they don't fit the room.
Yeah,
but
it's
it
kinda like
shouldn't
in high
be
school. Like you had all the bands in high school,
Right,
that,
right.
You were either friends with them or you didn't like them, or they did a little different of
Clicky.
a genre, and it's clicky. Yeah,
It shouldn't be. There's places that are really clicky that stinks. It's hard to get into
yeah,
because I'm not friends with somebody or I didn't go to whatever.
yeah. Or you haven't been doing it this long,
Right,
Like
right.
whatever.
Not with the in crowd.
Yeah. Do you get a lot of like shore gigs like during the summer and stuff? Have you done any?
Not
I've
really.
never really hooked up, like gone down and seen any shows down the shore, but I've heard a lot of bands and shit
I'm
tour up and down the fucking coast.
you,
in New
you can.
Jersey.
There's so many places that have music.
Yeah.
Not like right on the shore, like over the water. There's one or two places I play. I'm actually playing there tonight.
Tonight.
Brielle, Sandbar, but that's on the water. But I don't really play on the water. I play near places that are near the water.
Down the shore
Yeah.
area. Yeah. I used to
never
live
said-
down in like Ocean City.
Oh yeah.
That's a drive.
Yeah, it's a drive. It's exit.
area. Like right before you go over the bridge, the Route 9 bridge.
It's like
There's
exit
a liquor
20.
store right at. Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah. It was pretty far.
Yeah.
It's a far one. But Cape May is even further.
Yes. Yes, it is.
I gotta
Yes, it
open
is.
that fucking shore.
I played, like I said, I played there a couple weekends ago or 2 weeks, whatever it was. It was awesome, like such an awesome. They do a singer songwriter like conference down there.
Oh, cool.
It's like it's one of my favorite weekends because you play your set and then you get the
Watch all the other ones.
Yeah. I mean, there's I don't know if it's every bar, but it's pretty much every bar has live music, original music going on all weekend, and you just like pop around and I've heard of this band, let's go see them over here, and then in a half hour
Wow.
later this band's here, and everything's within walking distance. You're just running around.
That's cool
It's a
as shit,
fun
man. I'd like to go to
experience.
one of those. They should do that like in fucking Philly or something too.
Right.
Do you play
mean,
a lot in Philly at all?
No, not at all. Actually, I've been hearing about the music scene over there.
Yeah, it's getting there. Like the World Cafe place.
Yeah,
they have
I've
a
been
lot
there
of
for
places. You'd probably do good there with this shit, dude. The upstairs one, they have a lot of
Yeah,
shows.
yeah,
there.
I
It's
gotta-
nice.
Gotta find the right people and
Yeah.
like, hey, I can play. Can I have
let me get a gig.
chance? Hook me up.
I know.
Por favor.
Do you ever do any like, besides the Racks one? Have you done any like open mics around your area?
No, but I do have an awesome take on that. So we went on tour, and one of my shows fell through last minute, and I was down in Maryland. And I said, look, I drove all the way down here. My intent was to play in front of new people. I'm going to find somewhere to do that. So I found an open mic, and the experience was incredible. I mean,
Really?
one of the best of the whole tour. And we were talking about it in the many hours that we were in the car. My buddy Mike and Mike,
Figures.
right? Freaking Michaels. We were saying, you go to a bar, more times than not, people are there for alcohol and food.
Yeah.
And there just happens to be music there.
Mm-hmm.
You go to an open mic, probably people are there for the music and also the alcohol,
Yeah.
whatever the case may be. So, I
At
mean,
least half and half.
right. It's probably a better percentage anyway. But I played the open mic there, and I wasn't bringing like my merch set up or anything. I said, I have CDs if you want them. And people were, paying for the CDs that I was giving away for free. And they were like, no, take it. And it's an awesome experience. So I was saying, I got to get to more open mics.
Yeah.
Because it's a whole different thing. So I started, looking on the off days, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, whenever I'm not really playing. And
Is there a lot of them up near your area?
I found a few,
There's a couple
actually.
around here, but
I found a few. I don't know how. I don't want to. I don't know how good. I don't want to.
yeah, I won't
But-
say. But some of the places though, you find people that are running them that are pretty whacked. I'll tell you. Me and Bob went to a couple whacked open mics before.
Yeah.
Before we- Before we got hooked up with one hot mess. That mess.
Oh, Devlin's. Yeah, that was good.
Oh no, no.
That was just a drunken mess. It was a good time. It was a great time. What was that, like 8 years ago, Mike? That's
Dude.
how Mike and I met at doing an open mic at a local bar here.
Yeah.
And he was
Got
part of a
toured
little
down.
crew of local musicians, and I was
He was like the sound guy running it, right?
Yeah,
With Jeff,
hosting
or
it.
was it just you?
no, it was Jeff and I hosting it together, and I would bring the equipment, and that's how we met. That's like where we got our foundation of our whole deal here. But
And then Jeff was late a couple times, and I started helping Bob.
yeah, exactly. Well, we just related to each other right off the bat. So.
Mm. We struck up a relationship.
But that open mic wasn't like some open mics are about, you don't feel welcome because it's like elite talent, and they act like the people who are just learning or trying something new.
Yeah.
They don't really give you the time of day or the respect. And this open mic was about shots and getting drunk and like
It was
yeah.
whacked, man. We had that
Yeah.
one. Remember them?
We tried to be serious with it, but it is what it is. So we would like
Plus, it was a little dive bar in the middle of Acco.
Yeah.
It's like
dirt parking
mostly
lot.
bikers in there before we like as we're setting up. And shit.
Yeah, exactly. Dirt parking lot. And Curbie, you go up there and play a song. You'd be on your third song and say you started playing Simple Man. Mike, who you don't know, could come up
And
drunk
start playing
and say,
tambourines
"I'll
and drums
sing.
right behind you.
I'll
And I'll
sing."
sing. And then grab a
your
mic.
microphone and start singing
It's
it.
that kind of a
It's
mic.
like, hey, I waited like 2 hours for my turn, and now this asshole is singing my song terribly.
Dude, I
You
remember
know?
one time I played the song with Kate and that one dude I went to high school with came up like me and Kate, this girl were jamming the song outside before we played, and he comes up and says, "Yo, can I play drums on that track?" I'm like, "Can you play? Like, do you know this song?"
That's horrible. You have to ask that question, but you have to.
Yeah, because
And then they're not going to be honest either.
it's hard. It's hard enough to like mesh with somebody like playing guitar and drums, but when you do, you know it and it's cool.
Right.
But you don't want to try to find out in front of people.
Yeah. You find that
It's
out
kinda
before,
messed up.
ideally.
He's sitting there like, "All right, we got it, man." Give him the
That's
sticks.
1, 2, 1, 2.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we can.
Sorry for that abruptness.
Yeah, we can move on to the song section.
We can cut this little piece of audio out.
I know it don't matter. This is real, dude.
Here into the recording.
And I really wish you all the fucking luck, dude. Cause
Thank you. Thank you so
if
much.
the right people hear this shit, you will do more things,
Yeah.
man. And you will have another one of these fucking things with like 2 little flies on it or something.
Every single album cover is going to be the same. We're just going to add a fly.
Add a fly.
Green light.
Green. Yeah, that, you don't even do anything. Just change the color of the background. But seriously, thank you for coming
Oh
in
my God.
and doing this. And I can't wait to check out this fucking live shit we're about to watch, man.
Thank you so much for having me. It's awesome. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Bob.
You got it.
Love you.